Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here. This is part of a series of gearing, and today we're going to be doing specifically the Accessory. If you guys are looking to upgrade other equipment, I highly recommend you check out the series in the pinned comment below, the playlist as well you can find on our channel. But you guys know that I've built many single characters as of time of recording. These four are all 10k plus. These three are like 15k plus, clearing everything in the game so far up to end Lomian. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my thought process on the accessories. What are the best recommendations? What are things that are make do? And when you are trying to upgrade from one to the other, which is the things do you prioritize? What do you exactly do? I'll be sharing with you all that in this video as well. Now, the reason why I removed this specifically for this current character is because there are 4 different accessories in the game for majority of us. 5 if you count the pitch boss set, which drops from H Lomian as well, the Hard Lotus and Hard Damien. There are 4 main accessories that a lot of us players will be considering. 5 if you count the pitch boss set, which as of time recording isn't in the marketplace yet. But for majority of us, we probably won't be considering it so early. Later on in this video, I'll be mentioning when it's a good consideration as well. But first things first, going from the lowest tier to the highest tier in this video, the lowest tier is actually quite debatable. If you look at the pricing, if we go from low to high, the cheapest one here, even though it's Black Bean Mark, the Black Bean Mark is actually not the worst in the game. A lot of you might be saying, this is like so trash, right? It's going for like 600, whereas the other ones, for example, like your neophytes are going for 130, your other accessories like your aquatic eye accessories is going for like 2 million plus. You see a neophyte going for 2 mil unique, and a clean aquatic letter eye accessory going for like 2.6 mil. So what's the deal with all of this? The reason is in MaplestoryN, unlike a lot of other MapleStory guides you will see out there in terms of progression, MaplestoryN has a very, very unique feature, and that is with this whole entire system of dynamic pricing. What is dynamic pricing? When there are a lot of people star forcing or potentialing or whatever together, the price moves up. That is one thing, but at the same time, every item has its own special level. So a Black Bean Mark, for example, is a level 135 item, and it's very expensive to tier. So let's just look at Black Cubes, for example, which is the cubes that you need to get your item from rare eventually to legendary, which is what most people use for tiering as well, generally speaking. The cost for one tap of a cube is 160,000 Nesos. This is very, very expensive. So then the question is, so why aren't people doing this? To put into comparison, something that is what people might call like the lowest tier out of the 4 of them, quote unquote lowest, because it's always subjective. I'll explain a bit more into the different situations when you use them, but let me just show you the core difference. This is a level 100 item, not part of a boss set as well. And in comparison, the Black Cube potential for this is 24,000 Nesos. 160k for the Black Bean Mark versus 24 for your neophyte accessory, which means it's technically, as of time of recording, because it's dynamic pricing, right? So everything changes here and there. It really depends on the ratios as well. The Black Bean Mark is 8 times more expensive to get to a same tier of gear compared to an item like the neophyte eye accessory. So with that in mind, taking that into perspective, let's touch on the first item of today in this video for the eye accessories comparison. Is going to be the neophyte eye accessory in this case. Now this is a very, very affordable item to tier to get potentials, and I have quite a number of it on my account that I actually tiered up, but I don't keep this item long term. Now this is going to be a bit of my personal opinion as well. Take what you want. I'll try to give you the facts first. You can decide for yourself towards the end of this video, your own decision. But I'm going to share with you a bit of my perspective in things, and I'll justify them as well. One of the reasons why Neophyte is very, very strong generally across the board is it's very cheap to tier. You can see potentially costs you like 24,000, 25,000. So it's very quote unquote cheap to get to legendary. If you take on average 100 cubes to get legendary, this is going to cost you 2.5 million to get to a legendary item, which is fairly affordable compared to an item like the Black Bean Mark, which will cost you somewhere around 16 million, which is really crazy just to get to like a same green colored gear to get the same like 12.9% if you just look for a 2-line. So that is a huge comparison difference. So that is why a lot of people like the Neophyte accessory, but specifically for the current sets in the game, which is your eye accessories, this other item is just so much more efficient to use, and that is the aquatic eye accessory. Now, this item here, let me just tell you why I prefer this item a lot more than the Neophyte, when in general situations, Neophyte is actually not too bad. This item over here is a level 100 item, but you can see the stats over there. Can you see in the stats, there's these green pluses, that plus 4% all luck, jump plus 5. These are flames. Boss accessories get way better flames than Neophyte accessories, and that is why boss items like your aquatic, your black bean mark, as well as your papillatus mark and your pitch boss set, all are a tier higher than Neophyte, because you get really, really good gear for these items over here. You can get that plus 4%, which is pretty much, if you think about it, if you get a plus 6% flame, which is not too difficult to do, you can actually get it on your gear as well. It can be like an entire unique line to legendary line, so it's very, very efficient. The flames are stats that you cannot miss. Very, very strong as well. So putting it into comparison, going back to the chart as well, you can see the prices between the difference between the two of them. So there's a reason why it's like one of the more expensive at a naked value. So don't be fooled by the prices. This aquatic eye accessory, even though it's a little bit more expensive than most of the others, if you look at the enhancement costs, you go to potential over here and you go to black cube. For the exact same item, you're paying 18k Nesos versus a Neophyte's item 25k Nesos. So the aquatic eye accessory is cheaper than the Neophyte, which is not the case. This is, of course, as of time of recording. As more and more people watch these videos, the pricing will more or less like revert to what it should be. So the guide in this video is meant for concepts rather than telling you absolutes. This is how I want to share with you to see value, so you can use it for any single dynamic pricing model. And if you like this video, there are other guides for the different equipment, because every equipment is a bit different in MapleStory, and the other MapleStories out there don't have these systems. So that's why I make this series of guide for you, so you can make your decision making very well too. So this aquatic eye accessory is cheaper to potential. It is approximately around the same price to Star Force as well. It's a level 100 item, so it's much more affordable. But at the same time, because it's a level 100 item, you can get the very, very juicy 12%, 9%, which items level 100 and above, the required level 100 and above, gives you that prime nice 12%, 9% as well for your main line and your sub lines as well. So very, very good. This item is, in my opinion, probably the best item to invest in if you are a newer player into the game for the eye accessory slot, specifically for the eye accessory, because at the same time, the Neophyte doesn't give you any set bonus, but the aquatic letter eye accessory gives you options into the boss accessory set, which is what you see I have over here, the 3-piece, 5-piece, 7-piece, 9-piece as well, to give you a lot of flat attack, a lot of flat stats, and even more valuable is the boss damage that defense ignore 10%, which actually makes a big difference compared to something that if you don't have all of these bonuses add up using just Neophyte gear. So this is the most bang for your buck in terms of cost efficiency. Now, the question then lies is, if I have something like this, I am really, unfortunately, very stuck with this one because it's going to be quite difficult to get the next upgrade. But let's say some of you are ready to upgrade. Let me show you the next option that you can choose. I'll go on to a little bit more expensive character on my account. And if you're finding value in this video so far, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more such future content. We are doing this series for every single equipment that is. It takes a bit of time, a bit of research. As you can see, I have geared many characters already, so I made a lot of mistakes, and I want to share with you my learnings as well, because we are all learning. Just some of us learn from the mistakes of others, and this video is my mistakes shared with you, and as well as research too. The next item on the list that we want to talk about is the black bean mark. Now, this is an example of an item that is really, really strong and something that you would want to eventually work your way towards. This, when we opened the video, you saw it was one of the cheapest items out there, like 600 clean. The reason for that is really, really expensive to tier in terms of black cubes. Hopefully in future, when it's time for you to upgrade, it's a lot cheaper as well. Maybe it's not 1:8. 1:8 is a bit insane in terms of pricing. But This is very strong. Why is the difference between both of them? Because if you look at it, it's pretty much the same thing as an aquatic letter I accessory, right? It gives you the same set bonus. It pretty much gives you like the same stats, the same potentials and not. You're just paying a huge premium for this item. And at the same time, the flames won't be like significantly OP because it's also a 135 level item. So it won't get you like the pitch boss set kind of stats. But one important thing that you need to know is the black bean mark over here can go up to 20 stars. Realistically speaking, most people are going up to 17 stars. It's all the way at the top. You can see the stars over there. For the aquatic eye accessory, it's very similar to the condensed power crystal, where it caps off at like under 15 stars generally. And why 15 stars onwards makes a difference? Because once you hit 15 stars on your equipment, you get these flat attack sources, which is very, very valuable in game. So you can see over here, after you pass 15 stars, when you enhance your Star Force to the next one, you can go from 15 attack to 24 attack. Normally, if you look at your other gear under level 15, all you get is these flat stats over here and maybe a bit of defense, a bit of HP, depending on what item you're looking for. But this attack power adds up massively. Imagine this like 15, 24. Let's say you get 15, just 17 stars. 15 attack versus like your for your aquatic eye accessory. Let's say my weapon is 160. That is already 10% of your weapon. 10 items is like another weapon equivalent, all at 17 stars. So it's very, very fantastic. That's why Black Bean Mark is very popular. Next choice to upgrade. It can go all the way up to 20 stars, which I think gives like 50 attack as well. So it's very substantial. A third of my base value of my weapon, which is very, very significant. And that is why people upgrade towards it. When are you ready to upgrade towards it? I think that generally speaking, if you can get your item like this, unique, or maybe legendary unique with a equivalent flame and 17 stars, then you're ready to move on from your aquatic eye accessory into the black bead mark. Because one important thing to know is all that star force that you have, this like, can you see in like light blue over there, that plus 54 on my luck and all stats? That plus 54 is multiplied by any other percentage stat that I have on my account. These are all multiplying whatever I have on this particular black bean mark as well. So it's very fantastic. That's why you want the Star Force, because it's multiplied. It's like additional 3 levels, right? Over here is like 10 levels, 54 stats that I get. So a huge multiplier, and the attack adds up as you go on to more equipment. So this probably is going to take you very, very far into the game already, but there are 2 more items here that you can consider if you are really, really hardcore, you are super, super late game. Maybe you're watching this sometime like 1 year into the future after this video is released. I still want to be there for you, so we will have this content. It's a bit more long-term, but for any of you long-term players, you can also stick around. I think it's going to be very useful for you guys to at least see what's in the long term. The 4th item is the Papulatus mark over here. So Pap mark, it's a level 145 item, so it's not as if it's like super, super OP, giving you massively new 13% lines and stuff like that for your legendary gear. But Papulatus mark is, again, because it's a higher level item, it's going to cost more for you to Star Force and potential. You can see the potential cost for these ones is a ridiculous 660,000 Nesos. Just before someone was like, potentialing it here from 170, so maybe they saw the price was like it's about the same as a black bean mark, so let's just invest in this one instead. And then they saw the value, they pumped the price all the way to 800 plus K. So that's how you can see the value differential. When do you actually go in is to look at these relative value terms. So that's why I want to give you this video in depth so that you can make better decisions. No point telling you this is better, the other one is better, but situationally, some stuff might be better than the other. And that's what the objective of this video is for, to give you a good in-depth market dive of all the different items. So Papulatus mark here, to Star Force, generally the base enhancement is a little bit higher. You can see that on the lowest in like a while, it's already 150. Whereas for the black bean mark, it's towards the high side when it's at 160. Whereas at the lowest, it was like 90K. Now it's of course like a lot higher. Whereas your Papulatus mark starts from the highest of black bean mark, and then it goes even higher after that. So the levels affect the item a lot. What is the difference between Papulatus mark and the difference between a black bean mark is this item over here, your pet mark can go up to 25 stars. So if you see the black bean mark that we have over here, it only goes up to 20 stars. So more stars after 15 means you can get more chance of getting attack, or more attack rather already. So a 20 star, a 21 star will give you more attack than a black bean mark. So it's really gunning for that next attack stat, next flat stat, that one more incremental bonus that you can get. Together, holistically, it adds up significantly when you can get everything like 21 versus everything you only had 20. So that's why Papulatus Mark is pretty good for this. Generally, most people will go for a 22 star Papulatus Mark, and that is when it becomes like much stronger than a black bean mark. Assuming all else is equal, they have like the same star for the potentials and whatever not, same lines, same flames. The reason is because it can push beyond. It's a little bit min-maxy because for most of us, you can check out the price of like a black bean mark at 20 and a Papulatus mark at 22. Right now, as of time of recording, it costs us around 220 million plus to get anything that's like 20 stars and above, which is thousands of dollars that we are looking at as of time of current recording. But depending on when you're watching this video, the prices might change as well. So it's definitely something that you want to do in the long term. If you are looking at Papulatus Mark, you probably are looking at a 22 star Papulatus Mark because unless you find it like super cheap, when your star forcing has this like opportunity that you have, where it's the same price as a black bean mark, then you might as well go to find your Papulatus Mark and push it all the way like legendary ASAP kind of thing. So that is the comparison between both of them. Same, all boss accessories, the 3 black bean mark, your aquatic eye accessory and your Papulatus Mark all can get flames. That's the comparison between 3. It really is depending on the stars, the number of stars that you want to go for. Pap Mark outperforms the most because it can go all the way up, but it's not very cheap. It's very expensive. And for those of you who are watching this video and you are like mega late game, maybe you are watching this like a year in the future, there is one more item that as of time of recording just got released as well, but no one has gotten it yet. And that will be your magical eye patch from Damien over here. So magical eye patch, this is it's also an eye accessory. Similar to your Papulatus Mark, this also goes up to 25 stars. It's a 160 item, so it gets a lot better flames. That's one. Secondly, also, it costs us a lot more to upgrade. At the same time, you get a lot more flat stats, you get a lot more attack power, magic attack, and it's part of the pitch boss set, which is totally different from what we have here in terms of your boss accessory set. So for this, because no one has gotten it yet as of time of recording, we want to go into this one here. Let's look at eye patch to see the item, magic eye patch. So this is the boss set item. Currently, you can see no one has it yet. Max 25 stars as well. The potential for this item, they also do not say as of time of recording, but based on what I see, I think it's likely going to be a lot more expensive as well. It's part of the boss set, so you get a boss set accessory buff, which I believe is like 10% boss damage or something like that for just a 2-piece. Because right now there's only 2 items, the magical eye patch and Berserk, your loose control mark from Lotus. These 2 items make up the pitch boss set. In future, there will be more items being added into the game from Arcane River once 5th job is out in December. As of time of recording, it's not December yet. It's currently in August 2025. Once they are out, more set will come in, and this is endgame stuff. If you can get your hands on one at 22 stars, you are likely at endgame gear already. But for majority of people, like maybe less than 0.5% of people, then this is to be a consideration. But for a large majority of you watching this video, I don't think that this will be anytime soon. Neither is it for me, in my opinion. But those are the comparisons for eye accessories. Of course, there are many more that I want to talk about as well. We have so many equipment and we have a playlist very nicely catered. Same amount of research, same amount of talking through everything so that you can decide for yourself as well the difference between each of them in the playlist below, pinned comment, or the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you learned something from this video, and see you guys in the next video.